This week on Country Music Junkies, I'm so pleased to be joined by Matt Gary. Now, Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Now, I want to start by kind of taking our listeners back to the beginning of your music and how this sort of journey began for you.
Yeah, so the music journey for me kind of began when I was in high school and I wanted to move to Nashville to be a country artist, and my dad had just said, absolutely not. You know, there's no way you're going to do that. We want you to go to school and then get a real job. And I think at that point they were kind of hoping that the music thing would be behind me. And I listened, so I went to school down in Florida, but while I was down there, I was flying to Nashville, you know, just to get to do demo work or do anything I could to possibly get into the industry. And while I was there, I was doing some demo stuff, and the producer happened to be there and said, hey, I want you to move to Nashville, I'll do a project on you, and he was going on tour for a month, so when I get back, I want your answer. And I was kind of like, well, I don't need a month to give you my answer. Like, yes, I want to move to Nashville. So then I moved to, a month later, I had my bag packed, and I was standing in Nashville, and I thought, this is going to be easy. I've made it. In 4 to 6 months, I'm going to be opening up Kenny Chesney and Keith Urban, and I was going to be a rock star.
Of course.
And now, fast forward 9 years later, I'm the first signed to Western Music, which is a partner with Intune Nashville and Warner Brothers 88 New York. So that's kind of how I got here.
Very cool. Well, there you go. I understand.
Yeah.
There are no overnight successes. If it's an overnight success, it's always 10 years in the making or whatever the case may be. But that's a really cool story and a very cool backstory. So what kind of initially drew you to country music? I mean, your sound I would describe as kind of a country rock with a bit of a modern pop influence and stuff. But how would you describe your music, and what kind of drew you to that genre?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is. I'm definitely a country fan, first and foremost. But my style is, I would say, it definitely has a rock, has a lot of energy. It has a pop undertone to it, but it's still country. And to me, that is because of the instrumentation, some of the instrumentation that we use. But I listen to all types of music, so I kind of let that influence me when I'm in the studio as to certain sounds or tones that I like. But for me, it was country music because it's all about the story.
Absolutely.
And I grew up, and it's still the number one thing for me is the story of the song. Now, there's different types of country music for people. It can be, you know, suburb country. It can be if you're in a beach on LA, if you're, you know, in a high-rise in Manhattan, if you're, you know, everyone's country story is different, I feel like. That's what's so great about this format is that there's all different types of country. But for me, it was definitely the story. And what really sucked me into the genre would be I listened to Tracy Lawrence's Time Marches On album on, like, repeat. Mm-hmm. And just listening to those stories and how authentic they were, and the way that I just connected with it made me at that point knew that I wanted to be a country artist. And also listening to, you know, back in the day to the older Kenny Chesney and Tim McGraw stuff, you know, driving down to the lake with my family or my buddies and friends, and we're headed out to the lake and we're going out the boat. Like, those songs become like a soundtrack to, like, really specific and exciting or sad moments in my life. And I still hear those songs today, and it takes me back to that place, and that's what I want my music to do for my listener.
That is, I mean, that's a great way to kind of break it down for sure. Your new single, Back, I feel like if fans listen to that song, you hear the story, you understand what's happening, and you can definitely relate to it, and I feel like a lot of your music is very relatable as well to the listener, which is great. Let's talk about your new single, Back, and the new lyric video that people can check out.
Back is the first lead-off song for this new EP. That the EP is going to be coming out right at the beginning of summer. Super pumped about that. We're actually going in the studio here in a couple weeks to put some finishing touches on it and record one more song, and then it'll be good to go. So really pumped about getting that out. Back is your stereotypical kind of country love loss, right? but we set it to a cool groove, and it's almost then from the groove and the way what we did in the studio with the production kind of almost made this song like, okay, I can get over it, but it's really not. It's about a guy that, you know, is in a relationship and he just said, hey, I've really, you know, I screwed this up, and the memories of that relationship are haunting. And he wants her back, and the single's called Back. And then when we got into the lyric video, it was my buddy that directed it and shot it, and then I had the idea. So his idea was to shoot the video from a first perspective and a constant roll. So there's no splicing or editing from that standpoint. It's just one constant take, which is pretty unique. It I haven't seen a lot of videos that have done that yet. And it's from, you know, first perspective, so it's from the guy's perspective. And then my idea was like, well, what if we put, you know, we have her kind of haunting the condo. You know, like we'll throw images of her up on the wall, or, you know, her on the beach and this and that, kind of all throughout. So it's kind of driving him crazy. Right. We're like, yeah, let's give it a shot and see what happens. It's either going to be awesome or it's going to be terrible. It's going to be fun to do. So we did, and we thought it turned out really cool. I'm pumped about it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Fans, I definitely recommend you check it out. A new lyric video for Matt's single, Back. Very cool song, and yeah, I thought the video was great. Very, very cool. You talked about your upcoming EP. How much about the EP can you tell us? Can you tell us about any of the other stories that we can look forward to hearing on the album? Can you talk to us a little bit about any of the kind of sound that we can expect? Anything different? I know you can't talk too much about it, but is there anything you can kind of tease?
No, yeah, we can talk about it. Each song is very unique and different on its own. So when we get in the studio, my producer Jeremy Stover and I are we want each song to kind of take on a life of its own and not try to smash them in to make them fit into a box, right? So when we got in the studio, we kind of let each song breathe on its own and become what it wants to be, but at the same time, they do fit cohesively into one piece to make this project. So I know it's probably a really weird to say, but from Back to one of my favorite songs that's on the EP, and it's probably one of my favorite songs to date that I've written, is called Lie With You. And the production on them are very, very different. But at the same point, they fit together.
Right.
And Lie With You, like I said, is probably one of my favorite songs that's going to be on there. And it's a double entendre meaning, and it has this whole thing of, you know, I can either lie next to you, lie next to you, or I'll lie with you, which is, you know, telling a fib or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, and it's fun to try to have the listener see if they can figure that out, and then, you know, when they connect with it, it's like, oh, I get what he's talking about now.
There you go. That sounds awesome. So that's one of your favorite tunes off of the EP. We look forward to hearing it, definitely. Matt, fans can check you out at mattgary.com. They can find out information about your music and everything like that. But how are you with social media? Can they connect with you on there as well?
Yes, social media is the same thing. It's at Matt Gary Music. I try to respond to everybody because I love talking to people. So if they do find me on there, you find me on there, be sure to say what's up. I try to respond to everybody. I can't get around to everybody, but I try my best. All
right, well, fans, again, head to mattgary.com. Be sure to check out his new lyric video for his single, Back. Be on the lookout for his upcoming EP coming your way toward the beginning of the summer. Very excited about that. Matt, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.